This is a documentary about Raoul Wallenberg, a Swedish diplomat born on August 4, 1912 in Dingle, Sweden. He was born into a wealthy Swedish family 3 months after his father had died of cancer. His grandfather, a known diplomat, saw to it that Raoul traveled and studied widely, gaining fluency in several languages and international views. Wallenberg was raised mainly by his mother, Maria Sophia Weising, and his grandmother. His grandfather, Gustav Wallenberg, took care of his education. His plans for Raoul to continue the family tradition and become a banker, but Wallenberg was more interested in architecture and trade. In hopes of making Raoul a citizen of the world, his grandfather arranged for trips to foreign countries, among other things, where Raoul became skilled in languages and the art of diplomacy. Following high school, Wallenberg completed 9 months of mandatory Swedish military service and spent a year in Paris, and he graduated from college in 1935. In July 1934, Wallenberg left the safety of his life in Sweden and went to Budapest, Hungary. He opened up a Swedish embassy office close to the major Jewish ghetto and hired 400 individuals, most of them Jews. Wallenberg arrived in Budapest on July 9, 1944, and despite a complete lack of experience in diplomacy and other things, he led one of the most large and known rescue efforts during the Holocaust. The first thing Wallenberg did was design Swedish protective passports. German and Hungarian officials had a weakness for higher indication, so he had the passports printed in blue and yellow with the Swedish coat of arms in the center. He equipped the passports with appropriate stamps and signatures. Wallenberg managed to convince the Hungarian Foreign Ministry to approve 4,500 protective passes. In reality, he issued 3 times as many. While helping Jews become free, Wallenberg made himself many enemies, one including Adolf Eichmann, who tried to get rid of Wallenberg multiple times, but he never succeeded. Eichmann's mission was to kill as many Jews as possible before the end of the war. He was one of the major organizers of the Holocaust. Eichmann had already threatened to kill Wallenberg when they met once in the Foreign Ministry building in Budapest. With his usual boldness and audacity, Wallenberg invited Eichmann to dinner. According to Lars Berg, Raoul knew that debate with Eichmann was hopeless, but when there was discussion, Wallenberg brilliantly picked Nazi doctrine apart piece by piece. Eichmann had little defense and admitted that Wallenberg's analysis was correct. Surprisingly, he admitted that he never believed in Nazism.
On his way to Debrecen, Wallenberg and his driver disappeared. Wallenberg's fate remains a mystery. There is still no clear story of what happened to him after his arrest. In April 1945, it became clear that Wallenberg really had disappeared. Information from the Russians indicated that Wallenberg was not in the Soviet Union. In early January 1945, Soviet troops arrived in Budapest and found 120,000 Jews living in and around 2 ghettos. They were safe for now. On January 17th, Raoul Wallenberg and his driver traveled to Debrecen, 120 miles east of Budapest, to meet with Marshal Rodion Malinowski, presumably to answer allegations of espionage. Just before he left, Wallenberg told some friends he wasn't sure if he was being invited as a prisoner or a guest. He was never seen again. Soderblom, a Swedish clergyman, was the receiver of the 1930 Nobel Peace Prize. Soderblom, still believing in Wallenberg to be dead, ignored talk of an exchange for Russian defectors in Sweden. On March 8, 1945, Soviet-controlled Hungarian radio announced that Wallenberg and his driver had been murdered on their way to Debrecen, suggesting that they had been killed by the Arrow Cross Party or the Gestapo. Sweden's Foreign Minister Östen Undén and his ambassador to the Soviet Union, Stefan Soderblom, wrongly assumed that they were dead. In 1947, Soviet authorities denied holding Wallenberg and suggested he probably died during the siege of Budapest. Then, in 1957, Soviet Foreign Minister Andrei Gromyko announced that documents showed Wallenberg had died of heart disease in a Soviet prison in July 1947, and that his body had been cremated. The documents were never released, and the reasons for his arrest, imprisonment, and cremation were never explained. In the early 1950s, returning prisoners of war testified that they had met Wallenberg in prison in Moscow. This led to renewed Swedish efforts. In 1957, the Soviet government gave a new answer. They had found a handwritten document dated July 17, 1947, stating that the prisoner Wallenberg died last night in his cell. Sweden was skeptical, but Russia stuck into the story for more than 30 years. In October 1989, demands from the Swedish government and Wallenberg's family led to a breakthrough. Representatives of the family were invited to Moscow for a discussion. On that occasion, Wallenberg's passport, pocket calendar, and other possessions were handed over to the family. They had apparently been found during repairs at the KGB archives. 2 years later, the Swedish and Soviet governments agreed to appoint a joint working group to clear up the facts about Wallenberg's fate. Their reports were published in January 2001. The group's work did not produce any definitive answers. They concluded that many important questions were still unanswered and that Wallenberg's dossier could therefore not be closed. By the late 1970s and early 1980s, Wallenberg's heroism and the mystery surrounding his disappearances had made him a famous figure. Wallenberg was showered with worldwide tributes. Key ones are in Argentina, Canada, Germany, Israel, Sweden, Hungary, and Russia. In 1981, U.S. President Ronald Reagan signed legislation naming Wallenberg an honorary American citizen, a mark of distinction that in that time had been earned only by Winston Churchill.
Wallenberg's somewhat official death date is in 1947. Afterwards, he became a key figure in history for saving 100,000 Jews during the Holocaust.
This is how we're going to make it through.
God say, love thy neighbor. Love thy neighbor. Love thy Jew.
God is also a man of hatred. You can see him destroy that city.
Ninja.
Love the Jews.
Stupid Negro.
Man.
What you're doing isn't right.
What do you mean?
Keep going. Okay, that makes no sense. Why are you just killing the Jews? For what?
Because they're menaces to our society.
Because they don't practice the same religion as you doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
They're just people. They're all people. They're just people. People just like us. What if they did it to you? What if they killed your family?
Tell me one good thing about the Jews.
Well, first
No, they are a menace to our society. They rape our women and leave us to die.
Why would they rape our women?
Because they're thirsty.
They're thirsty.
Because they're thirsty.
How would they?
Because they're part. They've been in the desert. Who lived in the desert for 40 years? They would all be dead. They would all be dead. Oh, you can mind all you
Alright,
want.
that's enough. What? This much.
Jam.
Wait. I have a Jew that's gonna do to stop me. Kiss my face.
Oh my goodness. Go. I know he told you. Oh, okay.
I started.
Let's go.
Go, now.
Let me see what's going on. This much.
Jam.
Oh!
Jam.
Yeah.
Wait.
Ninja.
Hold up.
I gotta do take care to kiss my butt. Stop with the rest of it after that.
The mass linking slasher.
Okay.